Well, Omar Salha witnessed the fire, and in the aftermath he's helped rally volunteers to provide humanitarian relief and donations. He says his neighbourhood in London looks like a refugee camp. He's described the scene there a day after.
There are still fumes coming out of the tower block, and you can still smell the ashes within a mile away from the tower block. And there is a lot of asbestos in the area now. There's been a lot of health hazards being issued. But I mean, one of the toughest things I had to watch was hearing the screams of children from the tower block shouting help. And that for me was extraordinary. I could not really, it was very, very emotional, and a lot of people have truly been affected by that, and it just made me think. Imagine if that was a child that I had, or a younger sibling who was shouting from the 17th floor, just asking for help, shouting for help. Yet they're not allowed to leave their flat because there is fire above them and there's fire below them. What do you do in that scenario? And it's just extremely tough to fathom and to think about again, and to try and, those images are very vivid, but there always needs to be a reaction, and the reaction we saw today was truly humbling, to see people coming out in their numbers to try and actually affect positive social change.
Do you get a sense that there may be people who could never be found?
That is a possibility. There are still people who are, have 4 or 5 family members who are still missing. There have been a lot of cases of missing persons issued by the Metropolitan Police, and there have been a lot of messages being sent around, asking for help, asking for any advice or information about people who have gone missing. It's going to be very, very difficult, very, very difficult. And I think families are beginning to realize that the longer the days come now, they're accepting the possibility that they will not be able to find their loved ones.
Among all the terrible trauma that people must be suffering today, both those directly affected and those, close by in the community, are people asking questions? How could this happen?
I think they're beginning to ask those questions. I think we'll probably have more strong evidence behind these questions, and hopefully we'll begin to hear more answers in the coming days. But I think right now the most important thing is obviously